Hey guys, I'm back with my monthly favorites again. Last month I was sick, so I have mushed January and February favorites together. So without any further ado, let's get to it. One of the things that I've really been enjoying dabbling in is watercolors. I've been doing some more like free play rather than trying to paint things that are specifically like for stickers or for printables. I've been really enjoying exploring with different kinds of watercolors and trying to get some different effects. So my first favorite is tube watercolors, and this is why. I have been trying to get some nice washes with my travel watercolor set, which is nice for portability, but apparently it just reacts totally different. So like I thought I had the wrong paper, I thought maybe I needed illustration board, but it turns out I just needed different paint. So I've been using the Winsor Newton tube watercolors, which are great, but I think in general the tube watercolors are more wet, and so they can like blend and spread in delicious, delightful, unexpected ways, where the ones in the trays, like the travel watercolors, are just a little bit drier and you have to add water to them. So I have been enjoying playing with some tube watercolors. They're a little more expensive, so I only have like 3 tubes so far, but I'm gonna start slowly adding them to my collection. It's nice if you can bring in like a coupon and get 1 tube at a time at 40% off. That's what I've been doing. So there's my little watercolor tip for you. My second favorite is this DIY drying rack hack. So I realized when I had like every surface covered in watercolor ink paintings, because I've also been dabbling in some ink paintings, that I really needed a better way, and I kind of was thinking about like a drying rack, but then I started pricing them and they were like $200 for the cheapest one. Then I started looking at DIY, and some ingenious kindergarten teacher has made one out of like unused pizza boxes, which is cool. But then I found this, and I think it's the best of all because it's really portable. I can just put it up in the closet when I'm not using it. I can pull it out. It holds a lot of pages in a smaller amount of space than the pizza box hack. And it was like, I don't know, $6 on Amazon. I'll put a link to that down below. My third watercolor favorite is my Watercolor Sketchbook. I'll just put a picture of it rather than digging it out. I have just been playing around in that, like I said, and so this little bitty one is really travelable. So I have like this, I'm gonna pull stuff out after all. I have this little kit, and so I can bring this with me. It has everything I need to do my watercolors. It has my travel watercolor paints, it has my little sketchbook, it has my Pentel Aquash pen, and I'll put a link to all these art supplies below so that you can check them out. And this is like my travel watercolor kit. It also has a paper towel in there to wash the paint out of the water brush, and a little paper clip because sometimes the, not a paper clip, clothespins, because sometimes the pages don't like to lay flat. So there's my little watercolor kit. And my next favorite thing is the author, Brandon Sanderson. I like was obsessed with his books before graduate school, and he is such a prolific author. Like he keeps writing and writing, but I have been too busy to read for fun in the last few years, and I am throwing that to the wind and sitting and reading for hours on end. It was a challenge I came up with for Cozy Camp that I've really taken on board. Like I sit and look at social media for a really long time, so why not sit and read? So I reread his first Stormlight archive book, and I'm on the second, and I will link to those below as well. I would recommend, if you haven't read any of his books yet, to start with the Mistborn trilogy. They really hook you in. This one's gonna be like an epic fantasy that's like the Wheel of Time, if you're familiar with that. Like each book is 1,000 pages long, which is awesome. So if you want to start with something a little more bite-sized that actually has an end to it, try the Mistborn trilogy, and then you might get sucked into the Stormlight archive. So those are my favorite things that I'm enjoying reading and watercoloring, and all my little bits and bobs thereof. Yeah, so I'd love to hear what you've been enjoying over the past few months. Another one of my favorites is I have redecorated / reorganized my office. This is a project I started in January that I just finished, and so right after I film this, I'm also gonna film a little tour video for you guys, so that will be coming up next, and I hope you will enjoy it. See you next time. Cheers!